Canvas explanation. In this part, we are going to discuss the revenue streams block. In this block, we are going to discuss different things that the business should take care of. In the revenue stream, we discussed that it is the cash that a company generates from each customer segment. Sometimes it is not important that it is only the customers that you generate cash from or the revenue from. Sometimes it can be the government or any other party that can help you with a grant or with some subsidy, for example, that could also help the business. So in this case, we are going to discuss in detail. Actually, there are two different types of revenue that a company relies on. One is called the transaction revenues. The other one is called the recurring revenues. Transaction revenues are one-time payment that the customers pay for your goods and the services, while the recurring payments are every month, every week, or every time they buy the good and the services represents the recurring revenue. A transaction revenue could be your t-shirt that you are buying from a store, or maybe the shoes that you are buying from the store, or even the furniture that you are going to buy from the store. So these are the transaction revenues. You go to the store, you buy the goods and the services, and that's it. The deal is done. While in other case, the customer pays over a longer period of time through recurring revenues. For example, the gym subscription fee. You go to the gym, you pay the monthly fee. Every month you pay the monthly fee. Similarly, the organizations can also pay for the softwares they install in their computers. They can give one-time fee to the developers, or they can give monthly installments, or maybe the monthly subscription of using their software. Right? So that is the difference between the transaction revenue and the recurring revenue. Certain questions that you need to take care of filling the revenue streams block are you need to know why your customers are paying you, for what value they are actually paying for your services. For example, in case of the education, you need to know that the students are paying for which value of the university. Is it for the beautiful building? Are the nice ACs in the room? Is it for the good lectures, or is it for a career advancement? So what is the real value that the students are coming to the university? So the university must know the real value, or for what value they are coming to the university. If the university fails to understand this, and if the university thinks the students are coming for the nice infrastructure at the campus, so probably they are misleading. But if the students are coming because it is in the nearby vicinity and it is near to the target customers, so they should also know this fact. So the customers are the students, they are not interested in the career maybe, but since it is near to their houses, and that is why they are coming to the university. But if the students are coming for a brighter future, then that is the key value. And you should provide, and the university should provide that value to the target customers. Similarly, you as an entrepreneur should know what is the value that the customers are really willing to pay for your services or the goods, maybe. The other question that you need to ask from yourself is, for what do they currently pay? How they pay? What are the frustration with the current payment system? They are not happy with every time they go to the bank. So can internet payment could be a better solution, or could be a monthly installment, could be because they are unable to pay like 2 or 3 million for the software. So can you just give them the leverage? Can you give them this favor that they can pay in monthly installments, like a few thousand every month? Right? So is that how you can attract them? Right? So that is important consideration from the business perspective. And it is also important that you need to know, if you have more than one product, so then you need to know how much revenue contribute to the overall revenue, right? So always there should be product which gets you the 80% of the total revenue, while some product, there will be many products that only contributes to 20% of the revenue. So what is important for the business? Which products are important for the business? Should you have the other 20% of the revenue products, or should you only focus on the main product? Right? There are some business schools whose main products are the management programs or the business studies program. But on the periphery, they have certain other programs like economics, like social sciences, and such programs. Right? So the university must know the main revenue sources. These are the different ways that the business or your business can generate money for the business. One, the asset sale. whatever you sell, whether you are selling the softwares, whether you are selling the educational or the training services, you are selling the consultancy, the medical services, or the transportation. So that is basically the one-time payment of the assets or the goods and the services. It could also be the usage fee. For example, it could be like the electricity, right? Or the gas. So every time you use a particular good or service, you only pay. If you are not using, you do not pay. So certain examples could be in that case. So what is your product, right? And at the same time, it could be a subscription fee, like we mentioned before. A gym is a subscription-based model. Similarly, there are other things that could be a subscription-based model, right? So what is your product basically? Another way to generate the money is lending, renting, and leasing, right? So renting a car, maybe, renting a bus, maybe, or leasing a building could be a source of income generation for your business, or maybe lending money by the banks to the people. So the lending or the interest is the income of the banks at the same time. Sometimes you can lend a machine to the people. So that machinery is a source of income for you guys. Another way that you can generate money for the business is licensing. These franchises, McDonald's basically give license to the people to open up the McDonald's franchise, right? At the same time, people can generate money from different other, and there are different examples, like in the soft drinks, like in the medicine. So we have licensing. So you can give license, and when people use your license or your intellectual property, so they give you money for your intellectual property, right? So you give license to the people to generate money for your business. Brokerage is another way. So you help meet the buyers with the sellers, and you charge a fee for. So the real estate is an example here, right? Or the car buying and selling is also another example of the brokerage. Another way that you can generate money or revenue for the business is advertising. Google, Facebook are the famous examples, right? You give free content, free goods and the services to the people, and you just earn money from the advertising, or advertising to that particular traffic that is coming to your site. Another way you can generate the money for your business is getting help from the government, getting help from the development agencies. So through donations and the government funding, right? Or seed funding from some people at the same time, right? There are so many impact investors who invest money without any interest or without any equity in women-related businesses, or businesses focusing on the green energy or sustainable development. So these are the different sources of revenue for the business. So what is the main source of the business for? What is the main revenue source for the business? If you look here, so there are two different types of pricing. The fixed menu pricing, right? And the dynamic pricing. So fixed in the very sense of being fixed, right? So there are different types of the fixed menu, like the list price, the price that is written on a soap, that is written on a pair of shoes, that is written on a piece of shirt, right? So that is fixed price. So that is what we call as the list price. At the same time, there are different features, right? In your mobile games, maybe, right? If you ask for another feature, like in your mobile phone, like in your computer, if you want to have a more advanced version of the processor, or the more space in your mobile phone or computer, so probably you pay more for that. So it depends on the features. So the more features you want to have in your gadget, the more price you pay for that gadget. At the same time, it depends on the customer segment. By here we mean the customer segment, whether you are giving this money to what we call as in this case. So in this case, the example could be like some companies, they provide discounts to the seniors or maybe the military officers, right? So that could be the example that the price can vary as per the customer segments, right? At the same time, the volume dependent. If you buy in bulk, you pay a different price. If you buy in few numbers, right, so you pay different. So that is how the different types of the fixed menu pricing is. And then there is the dynamic price, which changes. You can change the price with negotiation, with the yield management, right? Again, it is kind of same with the volume dependent, right? At the same time, there is a real market, right? And there is real market increase or decrease in the price of the gold and other assets in the market, right? And the third type of the dynamic, type of dynamic pricing is the auctions, right? So the price can vary. It can start from the base price and it can change as per the auction or the people, how much they are willing to pay for a particular asset, right? So these are the different types of dynamic prices. So what pricing strategy your business is going to have in the future? So you list down that thing. Now we move forward with the same example of the laminate, right? In this case, the business or the stand is earning from the laminate sales, right? Some amount of money is also coming from the tips. You can also consider the amount of money that could also come by selling the waste of the sugar cane or maybe other waste, right? So they can also earn some money from that at the same time, right? So that is the third revenue stream. At the same time, they can apply for the government funding, right? So to support them, or maybe they can go for another source of revenue stream in their business, right? So that depends on the creativity of the entrepreneur, how many different types of sources. And in this example, you can see the majority of the income would be coming from the laminate sales. Probably the 70 or 80% of the revenue is coming from this source of revenue. Only 5 to 10% could be coming from the tips. Less than 5% could be coming from the subsidies or the government support, right? Or maybe there is a philanthropist who buys him the machinery and other equipment to start the business. So that could also be considered as the revenue stream of the business for the business startup, right? So that could also be considered as the revenue stream in the business, right? So with this, we finish with the revenue stream. In the next lecture, we are going to discuss other segments of the other blocks of the business model canvas.